Hello, Twin Minds here. Welcome back to Autonauts. As you can see here, I have updated all of my various colonists to their next tier housing, just because I had 4 and it was not nearly fast enough to get the technology I needed to be able to do the next stuff I wanted to do. So, these guys are all up and running, for the most part happy. My food production is not quite there, even though I have fully automated the honey glazed roasted carrots. I have also automated stewed apples as well. So I have 3 different production lines going of the current tier of food, and it's still not enough. So I definitely need to either up those speeds, or I need to expand out into all the other food types. That'll come later. Clearly this bread is not cutting it, and I learned that I can't actually upgrade this bread into anything new, so it's just going into a box until I meet the criteria for the baking, and then I'm probably never going to make that bread again. But it's still coming along. I need 30 of them, and it's really slow. So I'm just doing that over time. What I want to cover right now, though, is finishing up the preparation, at least, for the clothing. And that means finishing up these farms here. We've already got the sheep doing their thing, and we've got the weeds doing their thing. I still need cotton, and I need to change my location of my bulrush. So, to do that, I've got this little bugger here to help me out. And we're going to turn this into a nice little swampland, I hope, assuming I can do it right. So to do that, we need the dredge. I believe I have a spare dredge over here from my earlier experimentations. Also, I have updated my my mobile equipment to a skateboard, which is really hard to see when he's going that fast. But yeah, he's got a little skateboard now, so he goes a lot faster than before. So for the dredging, I need to start here. Can we not? Oh, we can't do that on grass. Okay, good to know. Yeah, okay, we can't do it on grass. So I'm going to need to shovel that up first, and then dredge. Cool, good to know. I also automated most, if not all of these boxes. I think I might have missed 1 or 2. But as they get emptied, I'm noticing which ones need to be filled, and I have them automated. Through 2 different methods. One method is have a bot just bring 1 as the box empties because they don't get used too terribly fast. And the other method is for shovels. Since I use shovels so dang often, I have a lovely new box on wheels to transport a giant leaning tower of shovels. Turns out that was excessive. I just needed it to fill the shovel box once, and then a single bot can carry a single tool each time it's needed, and it's just fine. But I kind of kept it because it's really amusing, so that's probably just going to keep happening. Sorry, little tangent there as I remembered I needed a shovel for this project. Shovel. Alright, so we shovel up the grass all the way across here. And that means I'm going to need to shovel up this grass as well. I think I'll do all of this. Still trying to mentally design that, but I think I got it. So then we can just shovel all the way across here, and I'll finish clearing up this grass, and then get back to you. Alright, now that the field has been prepared, I should have done this earlier, but that's fine. I am just about ready to start dredging the lake over into where I want it. I've enlisted a pair of robots here to help me out. I'll get them started as soon as I'm sure that the water is where I want it to be. So now I think it's a good time for a time lapse. Let's do it. There we go. Now we have a nice little pond. Man-made pond. It's important though, because the next step is to turn that into swamp. which I do believe we need to do with a bucket. I'm not positive, but I'm pretty sure that's how that works. So let me go test that out. Got myself a bucket, and I think I just pick up dirt. And do I do that? Did that do a thing? There we go, okay. So it looks like it takes 3 bits of dirt to make a single piece of swampland. I'm gonna need to do a lot of that. Alright, well, I learned things. I learned the accidental way that I could have just turned one of these things into swampland and had the swamp itself move in instead of the water and then turn it into swamp. So, lessons learned, a little late, but that's fine. I did it the hard way. I also replanted some of these spots, or re-dirted them, because I wanted a little bit of decorative stuff going on here. Something like that, just for decoration's sake. That's all I really wanted. And then, all I should need to do is move these guys over. So you are bulrush stems. So I should be able to just move your working area over to here. That should be fine. Did I tell you to go? Did I didn't save it. Whoops. There we go. Go. So he's gonna look for bulrush stems. You are going to look for bulrush seeds. And you are going to expand your working area and also find a scythe in a different location. You know what? No. The tool spot here is actually closer for him ever so slightly, and I'll probably bring over a scythe and hoe box for these guys because the cottons I think are going to need it as well. So for right now you can do that. And he's running on this storage box, so I need to move that as well. Actually, just for a little bit of symmetry's sake, I'm going to put that over there, because this is my current plan for the cotton as well. Have the threshing machine here, because you have to thresh the cotton to get the cotton fluff and the seeds, so that the seeds can be replanted. So I figure the seeds should just be right here. Now, to do all of that, I need more box. Also, I realized I already have a cotton box. There, cotton box. I realize my cotton box is not too terribly useful because this is the raw cotton, and that's just going to end up being in the field. So we'll just plop that somewhere. There we go. And then this is the cotton lint that's going to come out, and that's going to go in here. Just make sure that box is marked off properly. And I believe I need a hoe to hoe up the land, and a scythe to cut it down, I think. So let's do 2 boxes for that. Sure, that'll do. Let me go get those filled up. Alright, that should be enough to teach bots at the very least, and while I'm at it, I might as well teach this guy to use that box. So you stop and learn, pick up a hoe, and that can go, or sorry, pick up a scythe, and that can go there instead. Simple. Now we need a new bot. You'll do fine. I need you to pick up a hoe and get hoeing. There we go. So you can have that. Now we just need to, if else, you can just keep all of this land hoed no matter what. Alright, go do your thing. Next bot is going to take seeds from here and repeat that until your hands are full and plant it there until your hands are empty. Do that forever. Next bot, you are responsible for taking the cotton until your hands are full, and thresh it until your hands are empty. Do that forever. Next spot. This takes lots of bots. Next spot, you take the cotton lint, of course, until your hands are full, and drop it off in the box until your hands are empty. And forever. Alright, just had to wait for the cotton crop to grow so I could teach the next bot to do the thing. I don't have a next bot. Why don't I have a next bot? Ah, because they're still trying to build the next bot. Yeah, my bot building is a little bit slow because these panels take forever to build. You know I hate the panels, so I'm just going to build one by hand for now. And of course, they managed to build a bot just in time for me to finish building mine. Of course. I'm not surprised. Either way, you're coming with me. You need to learn how to scythe. And scythe. Alright, so he's learned how to scythe. You can have that. If your hands are full, and if your hands are empty. Now you get the if condition. I'm only going to have you do scything if that box is not full. And then you can do that forever. Good, good. I think we have a situation going here. The stems are not being planted. What did I miss? Ah, there's no seeds. That'll be a problem. Let me go fix that. There we go. Now he's got some seeds to work with. Let me go grab one more batch here just for the sake of it. There you go. Now that'll be more than enough seeds to get this thing all replanted. Alright, so there are all of my crops that I need for clothing. That's essentially done, so whenever I need more clothing, whatever next tiers are coming, that'll be it. I do believe there's one more thing that I don't have access to just yet, and I will find a spot for that when I need it. Until then, I'm done. Good. Now, the next step, and the part that I probably am more excited for, is my little project that I've got going down here. I've been looking forward to metal for quite some time, and I finally have unlocked the stuff that I need for metal. So let's get some of this stuff built up. First off, we need the crude furnace. That just requires clay, so I'm just going to bring it all over here and fill that manually. You'll notice my little clay crew is doing their thing over here. I had one, and it wasn't nearly enough. So I made 5. 6? 5. 5. There's 5 of them. Now, this crude furnace cannot be used without flooring, so let's get you back over here. Can almost guarantee I'm going to need bots for this. Oh. Oh. Fuel, you say? Ah, I see. Well then, I'm going to need another one of those. Let's go make another one of those. There, another one of those. Alright, so one of those is going to have to make some charcoal. It shouldn't be too heavy in need. I guess that depends on how much fuel these things burn. So that's going to burn logs and charcoal, and then we'll move that straight over here. So let's start with the logs, I guess. I'm going to use a big beefy bot, because I like these guys carrying the logs. Alright, you sir. Come grab logs and drop them down here. Now I believe he can do 2 logs and do that forever? No. We'll have a few on hand. So if this is empty, do these things. I don't know, 5 times? Sure, why not? And just so that he can do his thing properly, I'm going to fill that last one. Because I believe he can do 2 in a hand, which means he can do each round of these in a single trip. I can't, because I'm not that strong. So that makes charcoal. Boom, done. And then you can do your thing. Now this charcoal, I'm going to use to teach another bot to move into here. Charcoal, metal. I'm going to make that one simple. Repeat forever. Because I don't believe he's going to put that in there unless it needs fuel. Let's find out. Did you just... He did. He just... That's not how that works, buddy. Fine. He just tried to fuel the charcoal furnace with more charcoal to make more charcoal. It doesn't work that way at all. So I just need to change his looking area to a smaller range for now. Okay. There you go. There. Now he's just gonna put charcoal in there when it's needed. So now I need a bot to move metal over. New bot. Grab metal from the box and dump it in here. I don't know how much they can carry, so we'll just do until hands full. If that's empty, repeat that. Let's go with 5 times again, that's a good number. And just to finish that off myself, we have 1 piece of crude metal. Delightful. And he's gonna go make me metal. Now I need 5 of those for this crude metal workstation. That's going to take a little bit of time because he's doing his thing. He can only carry 3 apparently. Good to know. So that's going to take a little bit of time. I'm going to move this around and pick up the stuff that I need. So you can go over here. I have 2 bots, or I have a bot moving logs around so that I'll get logs. I'm going to go grab 2 of the bulrush cloth as well. They need to be changed up to make a whole bunch of extra stuff to keep around so I don't have to wait because I'm impatient. Alright, so that's 2 bulrush cloth over here. They've already done the logs, so then we can move this over my stone storage, where I have stone built up. This is all from chopping down mountains. I only need the 1, but it's still hefty, I don't want to have to go across the map with that. So then this can go back down to here. And we still have to wait for metal. Ah, okay, I see. He is not done because he did 3, because he doesn't have quite enough storage space to do enough runs for that. So let me change him up to repeat 10 times. That should be enough. And then he's going to come back and make more metal for me. We need 1 more. Now while we wait for that, this is an entirely new mechanic. A little lovely symbol right there. I need power. So to get power, I need to make a windmill. And then you'll notice I have some stuff stored up here. This requires a lot of heavy stuff, so I grabbed some ahead of time. So let's get some of that moving. And then we need 3 poles and 3 good gears. How about that? A nifty windmill. And then, to transfer the power, we need belt linkage. Now this requires good wheels, string, and poles. So let's actually move this and get some of the stuff transported. Once again, I had to wait for these guys to finish their thing. That's fine. And then we have our belt linkage, which I'm not entirely sure how to use, but I'm assuming... Aha! I see. So, since this looks like that's the power output, I think I need to swap my windmill. There we go. Well, isn't that just nifty? So these can only work in straight lines. So I'm going to have to consider that when I'm rebuilding or positioning everything. Because I was kind of planning on building something here, but if I need power here, that might change my mind. I'll have to think about that. Probably going to take a few iterations of various builds to see if I can get everything working right. But for right now, I have a windmill, and it's providing 50 power, and the crude metal workstation requires 50 power. So I'm going to need probably a lot of power depending on what I'm attempting to do. Now, this can make crude metal poles, crude metal plates, and metal buckets. That's not going to do me any good for right now, because I don't really need better buckets. And I don't think I have anything that needs metal plates or metal poles yet. But we have a start, and that's important. Now, since this is taking up the entirety of my power production, clearly I need more power if I'm going to do anything else. And I kind of wanted to do something else. So over here was going to be my stoneworks and clayworks. I don't quite know how I want it to look just yet. But I did unlock a new clay station that requires both building and power. So I'm going to need a building over here, and I'm going to need power over here. So let's start with just a basic building. Get you there. Get you there. And then we'll move you inside. Now this is going to require power, and I don't know if I can do more windmills all over the place. But there is one thing I did want to play with, and that is this guy over here, the watermill. The problem with the watermill is that it requires shallow water. I did some testing trying to move it around, and I can't move it into this deep water here, whether it's fresh or salt water. I can only move it into shallow water and over here. So if I'm going to use this thing, I either need to do more terraforming, or I'm going to have to do a lot of belt linkages to get this thing where I want it to be. So wind obviously would be easier, but I don't know for sure. This thing does require 50, so I could get away with just doing a windmill, and I might even do that to start, but I really want to use that water wheel. So I kind of want to just do the water wheel. How can I get this where I need it to be? Let's see first off if I can just make more shallow salt water here. I cannot. So this beachhead here is exactly as it is. The only way that I'm going to get that cleared off is if I dredge it up a little bit. So let's try that maybe. The dredging does let me bring the beachhead in a little bit. So let's see if this is enough. It does appear to work. Oh hey, research complete. Well, that's handy. The bigger storage, big silo, a cask, big crate, and big pallet. So I might have some upgrades in my future. How much do those cost? Oh, those must be upgrades then. Upgrade. No? I need to upgrade by stacking more. Okay. How does this work? Upgrade. Okay, so they are physically bigger, so I'm going to have to take that into account. They take wooden beams, which I don't think I know how to make yet. No, it says I know how to make it. It's not flashing red on me, so I should be able to. Okay, good to know. That's going to take some experimentation for a later time. How do I stop you? There we go. I got it stopped. That's going to be a later time when I figure out what the heck I'm doing. So let's go ahead and get this giant water wheel built. I need 20 fixing pegs, 6 logs, and 4 triangle frames, and I can't do my usual method of moving this around where I want all the stuff. Cool. Let's go grab a wheelbarrow. That's probably the best answer. Alright, first off, the triangle frames. This takes a lot of effort. We need 6 logs, and I happen to have a bot ready to fill wheelbarrows for me. Thank you, sir. There we go. And then we need 20 fixing pegs. There we are. 20 fixing pegs. Wonderful. That's stage 1. Alright, I wasn't quite prepared for that. I didn't quite notice, but it is a wonder. This is a wonder I unlocked ages ago, and it was long before I would have ever needed power, so I was very confused by it. But I never noticed that it was a multi-stage project, so apparently I have more building to do. Alright, let me get to it. And on a dark and stormy day, we have our final 6 fixing pegs of this stage. I'm curious what the next stage will bring. 24 panels and 48 more fixing pegs. Oh, this game loves me, doesn't it? Alright, that's gonna take some more time. I'll be right back. Alright, in the home stretch here. Only 8 more panels to move. This has been quite the project. It hasn't taken nearly as long as I thought it would, mainly because I have a whole bunch of automation set up to build all this stuff for me, so I mostly just needed to wait for the stockpiles to fill up, which has been kind of nice. But we're just about done. Ah, wonderful. Now, the only thing I don't know is if I can connect these pulleys together despite the direction they're facing. So we're going to find out the hard way, probably. So you can go there, and there. Ah. See. My placement is a little bit off. There's a cart there, isn't there? Cart, I need you away, please. Good enough. Alright, so can I just move you to there? And there? There. Alright, so because of my funky placement, I've caused myself a little bit of a problem. So if I do this and that... Oh, there's an offset that it allows? How big is this offset? Interesting. There's an offset coming off of the thing, but once they receive the first belt, they have to be straight. So that's fine. That gives me a little bit of wiggle room. And then you can be the wiggle room. It's there, but not entirely. This is going to take some fiddling to get this to look even remotely decent, but for right now it works, and that's the important part. So now I've got the ability to do flower pots, clay jars, roof tiles, large clay dishes. So this is all stuff that I've wanted access to, but I haven't been able to. But now I can. And that's kind of exciting. Now that's just the proof of concept to get my clay works going. I would like to turn some of this area into clay works as well as some stoneworks. Similar to what I got these guys doing over here. They're probably going to keep doing their job to get me regular stone, but over here I can expand that a little bit, and there's bigger stuff coming soon as I get metal going. So speaking of which, I learned a couple things. I decided to make a couple of these things just to see what happens. So let's finish off with just a couple little crafts here just to see what it all looks like. Let's make some... Want to make a metal bucket? Let's make a metal bucket. We need one more crude metal plate. Isn't that just delightful? Problem is, it's a battery type situation. It charges up and then has 50 power to provide before we can go again. So that's a thing to worry about, and I'm wondering if more windmills can provide more power. Definitely something worth testing in the future. But now I have a metal bucket for reasons. I don't really need it. Maybe once I have a significant overage of production, I can start working on metal buckets. But for right now, the wood buckets are just fine. But I have a metal bucket. For whatever reason I might need a metal bucket for. Great. But that's a whole lot accomplished. Also, my bulrush farm is finally moving. It wasn't moving. I had to come in here and fix it. I basically had to reteach this bot what swamp means. I'm assuming that there is some sort of metadata difference between natural swamplands and the swamplands that I built, because he wasn't recognizing it as swamp. I had to teach him how to plant seeds in swamp again, so that was fun. But it's working now, and everything's going swimmingly. Everything's going according to plan. So that was wonderful. Got to play with power, and that opens up a whole lot of opportunities. I might end up just having a new workshop next time I record, because I don't know what I want it to look like yet, and these areas here cannot be moved or built on, so they are what they are, which means I have to work around them. That leaves me with fewer options to work with, and I don't know what to do with that just yet. So I'll figure it out, and I might just have a new workshop. Who knows? But that'll be it for this episode. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.